All I know is that the dollar that we use, the Canadian US dollar, whatever, is so flawed, it's guaranteed to lose value.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for things that are going to hold value.
Yeah.
So I'm open to anything that's going to hold their value relative to our dollars, because those are guaranteed to go down.
Yeah. I'm actually really interested to jump on a podcast with this one guy. He's like a metals guy. What do you call them, fucking people? What do you call them? It's precious metals. He's a precious metals guy. And I'm really interested. You should come on too, actually, because I know you were into that kind of bullshit.
I was never into
You were into
precious
that
metals,
bullshit.
bro.
Don't fucking bullshit me. He's like heavy into it, right? And I would love to hear his take, because I'm open to whatever, right? I'm open to whatever. But I know he's even against, I think, real estate. I haven't talked to him, but I want to say he is a little bit.
Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with these arguments, and I see.
That's why I would like it, because I'm actually not familiar with the precious metals argument. And from my perspective, unless something doesn't pay me monthly, I'm not really interested, because I'm usually a buyer for most of 99% of the time, unless, like I said, water. I've bought some things with intrinsic value, but only when I got into a point of in my investing career where I felt comfortable doing it. Right?
Love it. Yeah, it's not the core strategy.
No, it's not at all. I treat my real estate like a business. You have to do that if you want to make money long term. Now, for me, the precious metals play is appreciation. I never buy real estate for appreciation. So what the fuck is the argument? Like, I don't know what it is. Right?
I'll give you a quick version. I agree with you 100%. Yeah. This is my... there's two arguments.
And then the other argument for me, I'll present it to you this way. People don't need gold. They don't need silver. They don't need whatever the fuck. Diamonds, like, I don't know, whatever fits in that bucket there. But they don't need it.
Yeah, I'll give
People
you...
need housing.
Agreed, bro.
And so this is where I don't fucking get it.
I agree. I'll give you their argument because I understand it, because
it.
it's the same argument for something like Bitcoin, which is a very hard money.
Okay.
The reason I only think gold is, I don't think silver or bronze or anything like that is rare enough to be considered hard, like a hard money. But gold is a hard money because gold's been around for 2,000 years. It's always been considered a currency. So the market for gold is massive, right? The worldwide gold is like trillions of tons, whatever. It's hard to flood the market with gold, right? You can only increase the supply of gold worldwide by like 1 or 2% a year, because it's hard to mine. And
is
it's
it
expensive.
though? Because I've heard the argument where people will tell you diamonds are, but it's the diamond miners that control demand, and there's actually quite a bit of diamonds.
Gold's different. Diamonds is not rare. You're right.
I don't know, right? I don't know. I've heard this though.
You have to think
with diamonds.
Gold is such a big market. Like, the amount of gold you'd have to bring to the market in any given year to flood it and to change the value of the gold that's out there, it's huge. It's too big to make a big difference. And then when you flood the market, prices come down, and then it doesn't make it as profitable to mine it, whatever. So that's their argument. It's a harder money than the US dollar, because you actually have to go mine it. The US dollar, you just print it. And they just keep doing it, right? And they'll never stop.
Yeah.
So that's their debate. But I disagree, because you lose out on leverage, you lose out on cash flow, and it's only a need because we assign value to it as a race. Now, I do think we'll continue to assign value to gold as a human society, because it's just been that way for 2,000 years.
Yeah.
But guess what? You don't have a choice but to do that for real estate.
Yeah, exactly.
So I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
But that would be their argument. Now, one more quick argument. A counter argument would be, well, with real estate, the problem is the government could seize it and they can tax it.
Yeah.
And my argument would be, well, they can go try to pay for something with gold, or go try to cross the border with gold.
Yeah.
They're going to,
you can't do it either.
Yeah. So
it's not exactly, it's not as transient, transferable, stuff like that, right?
I like gold better than dollars, but I like real estate better than any other asset.
Yeah. Yeah. So do I. Yeah. And not only that, but like, part of my issue too is, I stick with what I know, number one. And then number two,
such a key point, by the way.
Yeah,
stick with what you know.
I stick with what I know, right? I don't try to fuck with like precious metals and stuff like that. I don't know enough about it. Like I wouldn't. Okay, that synopsis was great and everything sounds great. I don't know all the inner workings of it.
Yeah,
right?
You're right.
There's a lot of inner workings of it.
What
right?
I just gave you is like surface level. There's layers and layers.
Yeah, there's all kinds of economics and stuff.
People
like that.
People are trading it.
Exactly. Yeah, and then not only that, but like I'm just. Like Warren Buffett, like he drinks Coca-Cola. He likes Coca-Cola. He's gonna buy Coca-Cola stock, right?
Pretty simple.
Whereas me, I don't like gold. Like I don't like wear jewelry. And that's a very piss poor argument. I get it. I understand it. But that's just number one. I don't know the market for it. Number two, I don't fuck with it. I live in a house.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. You can't live in the gold.
Yeah, exactly. I have a lot of houses that look at, I bought a fucking golf course from leveraging my real estate, and the golf course, I'm paying 4% on the $4 million that I leveraged from a property or two in my real estate portfolio. So I'm paying 4% on that mortgage, paying the principal down, but the golf course is returning me 20 to 25%. Like, what the fuck?
And you own the land and the building. That's appreciating.
Exactly. I own 150 acres. I own 33,000 square feet of building. I own $500,000 of equipment. That's appreciating like fucking crazy, but nonetheless, I do. And the business returns me like around 20% every year. Like, what the fuck?
Would you trade that for a lump of gold?
No. See what I mean? Because I got to sit on the gold. I can't do fuck all with it, right? I can't leverage it. I can't take it to the bank and be like, hey, I want to buy a house. Like, give me 70%, leverage from this fucking nugget or whatever, right? It's not going to happen. Like, I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, here to break it down.
I would rather buy. Yeah, I would rather buy. Blue chip stock that gave me a solid dividend. I would rather do that.
Argument, yeah. Yeah, like you could.
I don't like that either, but I'd rather see that monthly check come in.
Let me know when you're done.
Go.
I was gonna say, like, if you go to the bank and say, "Hey, I want to buy a ton of gold. Give me 80% of the value, and I'm going to use 20% of my own money."
Yeah.
What do you think they're gonna say?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Go straight to hell.
Yeah.
Now, if the gold market, let's say you do own some gold, and the gold market goes up 5%, how much are you up on your money?
Yeah.
5%.
Yeah.
5% in the real estate market, how much you up on your money? Times it by 5.
Yeah.
25%.
Yeah.
Plus you have cash flow. Plus your tenants paying off the mortgage.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot make a conscientious argument for gold, and that, to me, it's just so you can't.
I understand that there might be another maybe argument for precious metals guy would be, well, you're active, right? So that 20% that you're building in, or the 15 or 10 extra or whatever that you're making with real estate, is based off your sweat equity that you're pouring into it, and that's fine, I guess. But I don't really do much.
Not really.
I don't really do much.
Can get it managed.
Exactly.
It's not a good argument.
I agree. I'm trying to be devil's advocate.
I know.
I fucking can't.
Same. I understand. I like gold. I like things that are hard money because our dollar is so flawed, and I know they're going to print more and more, and I know gold is going to retain its value relative to that as long as we consider it valuable.
Yeah.
Same with Bitcoin. I like Bitcoin because you have a limited amount. The US dollar is just going like this, more and more and more. The Canadian dollar as well. So those are hard assets relative to the dollar.
Yeah.
So when your dollar value is going like this, these are going like this. But it's not the same as real estate, because that's going to happen for real estate as well, because it's a hard asset.
Yeah.
And you need it. You don't need gold. You need real estate.
Yeah.
And you can leverage it, and you get principal pay down and cash flow from a tenant. Let's do a little show with precious metal guy. I think I know what you're talking about.
He might have something where
for sure,
where he might change our mind or whatever. Sounds like a great guy.
I'd love to hear. I'm open-minded. All I know is that the dollar that we use, the Canadian US dollar, whatever, is so flawed, it's guaranteed to lose value.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for things that are going to hold value.
Yeah.
So I'm open to anything that's going to hold their value relative to our dollars, because those are guaranteed to go down.
Yeah.
Because guess what happened when those banks started failing? What do you think the U.S. government did? Right, their money supply was going like this.
Yeah.
Bank fails, it shot up like 20%. The U.S. M2 money supply, you can see a chart.
Yeah.
So they have to. That's their only tool. They can shut the spigot off for a year or two, maybe.
Yeah.
But they have to turn it back on. You see now the U.S. is coming up to their debt ceiling again. This is the 100th time, by the way, right? Yeah. It just keeps and then it becomes this big thing, and there's this big debate, and then
everybody on fucking Twitter's throwing all these graphs out, and holy fuck this, and holy fuck that, and the next thing you know, listen, everything will always end up right in the fucking middle somewhere. You got these guys that are fucking claiming the world's gonna end, and you get these guys that are claiming like nothing's gonna happen. It's gonna be in the middle somewhere. Give it like a 10% fucking buffer there. Somewhere in between 40 and 60% is where you're going to end up.
And it may oscillate between both sides wildly for a bit, but it's going to settle in the middle.
Exactly.
And most people are playing the extremes. I just play the middle.
Yeah.
I'm going to own these assets that are cash flow, and I'm going to hold them through this wave.
Yeah.
And in 10 years, I'm going to be up here. And if you don't own them, your dollar is going to be down here.
Yeah.
And you're going to wonder what happened. And you're going to blame all the rich people, and you're going to blame everybody but the government. Yeah. So it's a flawed system. But here's what is guaranteed. They're going to print more money. It's inevitable. They have to. Inflation's inevitable, right? They target 2% inflation. Inflation works against you unless you own assets. Those are guarantees. In the middle, in the meantime, anything can happen, but those are guarantees. So